what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. You know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce.
Hold up, did Jason Lee really spill the tea about Beyonce and Jay-Z's separation months before any of us caught on to it? Y'all might want to sit down for this one, because the gossip is hot and I cannot keep quiet about it. If you've been on social media in the past few weeks, then you probably noticed Jason Lee trending some time ago after he appeared on his talk show and openly criticized Beyonce on camera. He threatened to disclose some very damaging information about her and Jay's marriage, unless she managed to get Kelly Rowland to appear on his show. At the time, many people didn't understand what he was talking about and criticized him severely for attacking Beyonce. However, with the recent rumors about Beyonce potentially divorcing Jay-Z, people are revisiting everything Jason said, and the details are messier than you might think.
While Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
Part of the reason why they have been living separate lives already and why we might actually witness one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay-Z is about to be exposed.
Powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
And there's only so much of these stories that he can pay off or suppress. He won't be able to stop this, and both Beyonce and Jay-Z know it. This whole mess began a few months ago when Jason felt slighted by Beyonce for not inviting him to her Renaissance movie premiere in London. Despite inviting several other influencers, Jason was upset because he and Beyonce have been friends for some time. Not only that, but he claimed to have spent a significant amount of money on Renaissance concert tickets and merchandise for his friends and family. Beyonce didn't even bother to invite him, but had no problem inviting other influencers who had barely supported her or spent half as much money as he did. When you exclude other influential figures from the culture, it's a sign of disrespect. I mean, you should have honored and included more Black influencers. I spent thousands of dollars, and I'm not even going to elaborate here because if I did, the internet would go crazy. But here's where things get even messier. After his outburst, he hinted at having some information about Beyonce that shocked his audience. He then proceeded to blackmail Beyonce by informing her that he would only keep his knowledge to himself if she managed to convince Kelly Rowland to have an interview with him. At the time, many people criticized him for his sense of entitlement. But now, with the recent speculations about Beyonce considering a divorce from Jay-Z, people are suggesting that this might have been the reason why Jason was threatening to spill the beans. For those of you who are wondering where these rumors came from, it all started shortly after people began digging into Jay-Z's associations with Diddy. Allegedly, Beyonce was taken aback by some shady dealings that Jay was involved in with Diddy, and she wants to distance herself from it before he gets fully exposed. Furthermore, there are doubts about the nature of Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship, especially considering she was just 18 when they met while he was nearly 30. Some people even found evidence suggesting that Jay-Z was romantically involved with Foxy Brown when she was only 15 years old, promising to make her successful in Hollywood, similar to what Diddy allegedly did to Cassie when she was 19. Additionally, rumors resurfaced when Beyonce's former bodyguard came forward a few months ago, revealing Jay-Z's control over Beyonce. She's been under his influence for a long time, and he's kept her that way. What reignited these divorce rumors was Jay's defense of Beyonce against the Grammys, where he criticized the awards for not recognizing her hard work. While many praised him for standing up for her, others couldn't help but notice Beyonce's discomfort during his speech. Instead of addressing her by name, he referred to her as this young lady, which raised suspicions about their relationship. In conclusion, Jason undoubtedly has some inside information about Beyonce. It's unclear if he intends to disclose what he knows, but one thing's for sure, he won't hold back when he starts talking. Beyonce better secure that interview with Kelly Rowland before it's too late. Meanwhile, people are sharing their thoughts on the matter, speculating whether Beyonce is indeed divorcing Jay Z and if this is what Jason Lee was hinting at when he mentioned spilling the tea. The first piece of gossip that surfaced was regarding Diddy's alleged vendetta against Jay Z for allegedly ignoring him amid the recent controversy. Supposedly, Diddy is on a mission to expose all of Jay Z's dark secrets, sparking rumors that Beyonce is trying to exit the marriage before Jay gets exposed. Reportedly, Jay Z canceled his annual pre-Grammy Rock Nation brunch this year to avoid encountering Diddy, indicating a rift in their friendship. It's common knowledge that Jay Z and Diddy were close until recently. Just before Cassie filed her lawsuit, Diddy mentioned in an interview that only two people are allowed to call him by his real name, his mother and Jay Z. Despite their closeness, rumors abound about Jay Z's treatment of Beyonce behind closed doors. Some have drawn parallels between Jay Z and Diddy's behavior, suggesting that they share similar traits in their interactions with others. Jaguar Wright, among others, has made allegations about Jay Z's relationships with female artists like Foxy Brown, Tiara Marie, and Aaliyah, implying a pattern of behavior. These rumors gained traction after Diddy's controversies came to light, leading to speculation about the state of the Carters' marriage. In summary, the rumors surrounding Jay Z and Beyonce's marriage have been fueled by recent controversies involving Diddy and allegations of Jay Z's behavior. Whether there is any truth to these rumors remains to be seen, but the speculation continues to swirl as people analyze every detail of the situation. How to get with her now. Beyonce always claimed she met Jay when they were 18 and they started dating when she was 19, but in a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose, Jay got mad nervous when asked how long he had known Beyonce, and then he let it slip. They met 10 years ago. Wow, a long time, long 10 years. So if you do some math, they met in 1997, which means Beyonce was 15 or 16. Beyonce only had one boyfriend before Jay-Z, and it was high school love stuff. Even though she's been performing from a young age, Beyonce lived a pretty rich life, especially compared to Jay-Z's. So it's not just the age difference, which is problematic enough, it's the fact that they were worlds apart in terms of life experience and maturity. When you add on to that, Jay's not completely honest behavior around super young ladies like Foxy Brown and Aaliyah, well, it's enough to make you side-eye the whole power couple image. Jay and Beyonce have been trying to push for decades, and don't even get me started on Jay cheating on Beyonce and then publicly embarrassing her by saying she's the strongest woman he knows for taking his cheating behind back. And you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, to break that cycle for Black men and women, just to see a different outcome. And get this, when he was asked if the outcome would have been the same if Beyonce had cheated on him, Jay said he hoped he would have been as strong as she was. Did she have been on the other foot? If the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you again? Because I love her the same way, no matter what side. I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, man, this the strongest woman I know, like her and my mother, they battling one. But let's be so for real right now, y'all think that Jay-Z would stay with Beyonce if she publicly cheated on him? The gaslighting is off the chart anyway. Beyonce's fans have been talking for a minute now about how something is off with B and how she hasn't been the same since the cheating scandal broke. And then after people started putting the two and two together and connecting the dots between Jay-Z and Diddy, reports started circulating that Jay-Z might be keeping Beyonce hooked on some substances, kind of like how Diddy used to pile Cassie with all types before pressuring her into freak-offs. This narrative was reignited again after this year's Grammy Awards, where Jay-Z gave an awkward speech complaining about how it's not fair.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
Beyonce already has 32 Grammys, while Jay-Z has 24. So the fact that he stood there trying to shade the Recording Academy while accepting another award from that same academy, obviously raised a lot of eyebrows, with fans saying Jay-Z needs to make up his mind, because if he really thinks the Grammys are biased, then why go there and accept another award from these folks? But that's not the only reason folks were side-eyeing Jay over his speech when the camera panned to Beyonce. She once again looked completely out of it, like she was just going through the motions and not really processing what was going on around her. And yes, I know, Beyonce claims she's naturally shy, but you and I both know she used to be much more bubbly also. As soon as Jay finished his little speech, he, Beyonce, and Blue picked up and left, missing out on the rest of the show. And you know how the Beehive is nothing gets past them. They picked up on the vibes quickly, and they're saying something is definitely off in the Carter household. One fan said, "I got the impression that there was something else behind this. Jay-Z was trying to mend fences with his wife." I wonder what he did to piss Beyonce off. And then another person added, "My favorite part of the Grammys was when the guy who cheated on Beyonce said she deserved more respect and support." Well, these fans might be onto something, because the word on the street is that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is hanging by a thread. Beyonce is allegedly trying to figure out how to get out of there before Jay's skeletons start falling out of the closet, especially now that Diddy is reportedly planning to snitch on him. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious P thing, you're going to see Beyonce before more. So by the way, remember how Diddy got that Lifetime Achievement Award just months before Cassie filed her lawsuit? Well, folks are now drawing side-by-sides between him and Jay, because Jay was honored with the Global Icon Award at the Grammys. Sure, it could all be a coincidence, and we'll just have to wait and see. But if there's anything Diddy's situation taught us, it's that no one is too big to fall, and what's done in the dark will always come to light. And even astrologists and mediums have now joined the chat, saying something major will come out about Jay-Z in the near future. One of them said, Jay-Z has a number of very challenging transits coming from next April to well into 2025. People will see him in a very different light. Relationship issues with people too. Public image taking a hit, possibly, and someone else added, "I can see this being real past transgressions back to bite him. Error for him. He's going under the radar for some time now. Apparently wonder how much of the alleged allegation will unfold true furthermore. I wonder if Beyonce is going to stick beside him through the turmoil and the depleting funds, but what's your take on this? Do you think Jay-Z is going down after Diddy? And could this even mean that the divorce is on the horizon? Y'all better hold on to your sits and your fastened seatbelts, because it looks like we are about to see one of the biggest divorces ever in Hollywood. The streets are saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z have been separated for months, and Beyonce is ready to take it to the next level and is making moves to file for divorce from him. But it gets even crazier, because reports have it that some really shady things about Jay-Z are about to get exposed, and he is about to go down like Diddy. It looks like Jay-Z is next on the agenda to get exposed and sued, and Beyonce has zero plans of going down with him after the powers be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time. But once, I guess you can say, the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out right after they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed right there. Are reports that the marriage has been strained for a while, which isn't surprising, because a lot of people have always believed that their marriage was a contract and not based on true love. Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship has always been under a lot of public scrutiny, especially because of their age difference and how they started dating when she was a teenager and he was in his 30s. There's also that whole thing when Jay-Z cheating on her with Becky with the good hair and that elevator incident with Solange. So the thought of them being separated isn't all that shocking. This kind of reminds me of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's situation, where they have been separated since 2016, but they continue to make public appearances together as a couple. And didn't announce until last year. This is the same situation here, and people are saying that Beyonce is allegedly trying to figure out how to make the announcement, but as if him being dumped by Beyonce isn't bad enough. There are also rumors that Jay-Z is about to get the Diddy treatment next, y'all. Remember how Diddy got exposed last year with multiple lawsuits? Cassie really got the ball rolling on that one. with her explosive lawsuit against Diddy, where she exposed all the weird and horrible things that he did to her during that relationship. This led to more and more women coming out to sue Diddy, and it was a hot mess. Diddy's lawsuits also had people giving Jay-Z the side eye and wondering if he was really as innocent as he was making himself out to be. Interestingly, Jaguar Wright has something to say about this, and she claimed that Jay-Z is not as innocent as he was pretending to be, and that he is even worse than Diddy. She also claimed that he was the next one to be exposed. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years. Well, it looks like Jaguar might have been right about that, because we are now starting to see Jay-Z being called out, and his association with some shady organizations are starting to get exposed a couple of days ago. One of Jay-Z's former Roc Nation artist Mia came out to drag Jay-Z and accuse him of conspiring with the Bronfman family to help them steal her son away from her. For some context, the Bronfman family has ties to some of the sneakiest and shadiest practices you can think of. They have been linked to cults rings and a whole lot of other sneaky allegations. So what on earth is Jay-Z doing being linked with that family? It kind of makes us wonder if Jaguar Wright is right once again in my went on a rant where she accused Jay-Z of being in cahoots with the Brothman. She said, "My first custody battle was 2013. My child was 4. I was managed by Jay-Z, who ultimately was paid by brands. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, gave it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform. But it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now." And as if that wasn't bad enough, she claimed that Jay-Z completely distanced himself from her after that. She tweeted, "The day I was served for my child, Roc Nation stopped all communication with me, and all my emails to Jay-Z asking for help was wiped from my inbox. My home was broken into, and every laptop was taken. I was trapped in Brooklyn on an order served that restricted me leaving Brooklyn for 15 years. Yeah, it's messed up on so many levels, but the streets are saying that this is just the tip of the iceberg, because there are allegedly many more people who are going to be coming out in the next weeks to expose him." YouTube blogger Storm Monroe recently revealed that he got exclusive info that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is going down because Beyonce knows that Jay-Z is next on the list of getting exposed. What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time, so they together but they living separate. And part of the reason why they already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. That comes out, and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past. You're going to see Beyonce divorce Chow Chow if this really happens. The entire industry is going to be shambles. This had people talking on social media and saying stuff like, "Jay-Z is always getting exposed for doing some crazy stuff against the people of his community. It's crazy. Jay-Z finally getting exposed." Hope it continues, because that's the real snake in the industry, and it wouldn't surprise me when Jay-Z gets completely canceled, like Diddy Beyonce ends up admitting they have been separated for years, like Will and Jada. Y'all, let me know what you think about this in the comments, then check out this next. It seems like the entire world is on edge, waiting for the next bombshell to drop in the ongoing saga surrounding Beyonce and Jay-Z. The whispers and rumors have been swirling for months, but now it feels like we're on the brink of a seismic shift in the entertainment industry. It all started with Jason Lee's cryptic hints about some explosive gossip regarding Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship. While the details remain murky, there's a pervasive sense that their seemingly perfect union has been anything but behind closed doors. Living separate lives while maintaining the facade of togetherness, it's a tale as old as time in Hollywood, yet it still manages to captivate us all. Jason's brazen attempt to leverage information against Beyonce, coupled with the recent speculation about their potential divorce, has thrown fuel on an already raging fire. Could it be that Jay-Z's carefully constructed empire is on the verge of collapse? And if so, what secrets lie buried beneath the surface, waiting to be unearthed? The cracks in their relationship have been showing for some time now. From Jay-Z's questionable behavior to Beyonce's increasingly distant demeanor. It's as if the facade they've meticulously crafted over the years is finally starting to crumble, revealing the truth beneath the glossy exterior. But perhaps the most damning evidence comes from the shadows of Jay-Z's past, where allegations of manipulation and deceit lurk like specters in the night. From his alleged ties to shady organizations to his rumored involvement in sordid affairs, it's becoming increasingly clear that there's more to Jay-Z than meets the eye. As the storm clouds gather overhead and the whispers grow louder, one thing is certain: the truth always has a way of coming to light. Whether Jay-Z's empire will crumble under the weight of its own secrets or emerge unscathed remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure: the world is watching, waiting with bated breath for the next chapter in this gripping saga to unfold.